Compliment of the season, I want to welcome everybody to a new year of 2019. I see it as a year of grace and favor for you, for your family. Can I say something to you? Your husband will love you, your wife will love you, your boyfriend will love you, and your girlfriend will also love you. I'm running off on 25 to discuss before you say, I do. Before you will ever sign a dotted line with anybody. Before you will ever say, I want to marry you, you need to discuss all these things. Very, very important. Today, I will be discussing 3 things that is very important to discuss before you get married to somebody. One of them is phone usage. You know, today, our life is not just a phone to communicate. In fact, people live in their phone now. You know, there are another word people live in, that's a phone word. That's a communication word. One day I wanted to talk to my daughter from her room. I was in the office, in the house, and I was calling the intercom. She wasn't picking, and I just went to the phone and I sent a text to her. And in 1 minute she picked. What does that mean? They live today. The new generation live on phone. So phone usage is something to discuss in marriage. How do we answer our call during the relationship? Are we going to have access to each other's phone? Do you know, in this modern day, the way phone is used is affecting many relationships. I know a couple that always swap each other's phone. They do that once in a while, maybe to check their trust level, because a lot of men cannot but allow their wife or their husband to take their phone. I know a man one day, many years ago, as he was taking his bath in the morning, the phone just rang, and he came out of the bedroom to pick the phone. What does that mean? There's a trust issue. So phone usage needs to be discussed. Are we going to have access to each other's phone? I think as couples, we should not have any secrets. The Bible I'm reading said to me, both of them are naked, not be ashamed. Naked does not mean nudity. Naked does not mean they have no clothes. It means that there is nothing to hide. I know a lot of people don't see this to be discussed. You're going to have access to my phone at all time. Can you have access to, can I pick your call? This needs to be discussed in the relationship. We also need to discuss the prayer style. Prayer style. If both of you go to church and you believe in prayer, how are we going to be praying? Prayer style means, are we going to be shouting when we pray? Are we going to be walking up and down? If you come from my own prayer background, I came from an apostolic background, and we believe in praying and making noise and shouting. I remembered when we were starting one of our branch in an hotel somewhere, the hotel manager called on and said, I don't think you people will be able to stay here because when we pray, we make noise. And I told the man, the winning team is a noisy team. If you belong to a football club I belong to, we make noise when our team are winning. So we need to discuss prayer style. Are we going to be praying loud? Some few years ago, I was in Bible school, and it was the Bible school where they accommodate us in an hostel. And you know one thing, I was praying and I was making noise. By second day, I was summoned to the disciplinary committee because they feel I'm disturbing my neighbor praying. That we can actually pray without disturbing our neighbor. So it's important how we're going to pray in this marriage. Are we going to be holding each other to pray before we sleep every night? And it's very important because the Holy Read said, a family that pray together, stay together. So you need to discuss how prayer style will be. Very, very important. Don't touch that dial. We're going on break right now. We're going to continue our discussion on 25 things to discuss before you say, I do. I'll be back.
Are you in a relationship or planning to get into one? And you want to know how to do it right? The syllabus has changed. Singles Checklist by Dr. Amos Fenwa is an eye-opening book that tells you all you need to know before getting hooked. How to identify the right one for you. Do's and don'ts, love languages, and many more. Now you have it! A checklist for the perfect guy or girl. To purchase a copy of Singles Checklist, visit www.amosfenwaministry.org.
Welcome back. We are still on Relationship Rehab. 25 things to discuss before you say, I do. Now, we've talked about phone usage and we've talked about prayer style. Now we want to look at conflict management. As long as two people from different temperament, different background, even the same background, but two gender live together, there will be conflict. Conflict is part and parcel of life. And you need to sit down and say, are we going to have conflict? When we quarrel, how do we settle the quarrel? You need to agree that you can disagree in this relationship. Two of you need to agree before you enter the relationship that when we disagree, how are we going to resolve it? Are we going to be looking for a third party to always help us resolve our conflict? Are we going to be able to resolve our conflict? There are many things that cause conflict in relationship. Number one, gender differences. A man is different from a woman several ways. Number two, temperamental differences. Children will cause differences in marriage. Food, things that are very minute can cause difference in marriage. Do you know ordinary toothpaste has caused problem in a relationship? Why are you pressing the toothpaste from the bottom instead of pressing from the middle? Now, things like this need to be explained. Conflict will happen. We will quarrel. When we quarrel, third party should not know when we are quarreling. Couples should sit down and know how to settle their conflict. A lot of people, when there is a conflict in a relationship, they just sit down, they don't talk about it, they put it under the carpet, and the thing will come back. We need to know that when you get into a new relationship, conflict will happen. Very, very important. Some people don't love life. They don't want people to know about what they do. They don't have a third party person in their life. I don't care that you should have a third party. I believe couples should have mentor, people you talk to. In case my head is not correct, talk to my pastor, talk to my boss at work. I have that kind of relationship. It's very, very important. Conflict management is very important in relationship. When you are settling your quarrel and you are settling your conflict, don't call each other's name. Go straight to the point. Yesterday, you did this, you did that, I don't like it. Don't say, 2 years ago, it's in your habit to always do this. Now, the conflict will now come very loud. And many times when conflict are not able to be resolved in marriage, it causes people to split. I want to encourage you that you need to understand some of these things. Very important. And if you really want to get to me and you want to write me, you want to get a contact about me, his address is rolling on the screen right now. Go to our social media platform and you will see some material that will assist you. And if you want to book for counseling, it's very, very important to do that. I believe this program is a blessing to you. And I know that you have been blessed today. You have enjoyed the program. Until I come your way again, I want you to know that this is Relationship Rehab. I'm here to teach you and to encourage you and to counsel you and to mentor you. Bye.
Enjoying your marriage is key for a blissful home and marital success. In order to make this work, How to Enjoy Your Marriage and Not Endure It by Dr. Amos Fenwa is a book that opens you to possibilities of marital bliss. Find out how to understand your spouse, intimacy in marriage, expectations from your spouse, and lots more. This book will teach you how to love each other deeply because love covers a multitude of sin. To purchase a copy, visit www.amosfenwaministry.org or call the numbers on your screen.